Hello, welcome back. I hope you watched my last video I just uploaded this morning. Might have been this morning, maybe last night. I'm doing basic frame mods. It's pretty cool. Something wasn't just Sunday Salvage sale stuff. But this video is a Sunday Salvage sale video. I went to the Sunday Salvage sale and got some stuff. And I also went to this swap meet at Migration Brewing on 28th and Gleason, which I didn't even know was there. It's basically hidden. It's a weird, tight little area no one ever goes to. And got this bag of junk and this wheel, but I figure we'll go through it because I got some pretty fun stuff today. I showed up to the Sunday Salvage show like 30 minutes early. Half the guys are already there. Half of them are bringing folding chairs now. These guys showed up early with the best deals. I was peeping in the window, and there were two vintage Centurion touring bikes in there from the 80s. I kind of wanted one. I have no room for bikes. I have no time for extra projects, but wanted one. But we got in there and I went and looked at the closest one first. It was a mistake. It was all right. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Went to the second one, and one of the guys was right in front of me in line. He grabbed it first. It was nice. It had the chrome seat stay caps. And so back to the first one, think I get it, but somebody else grabbed it too. It's all right. I really don't need another bike or another project, but man, the first one had Velo Orange hammered fenders on it. It's a pretty nice bike. It's clearly been ridden pretty recently. It would have taken very little flip. But I really don't flip bikes. At the end, after everything was picked through, people made fun of some bikes. There was one bike left, and I, like a fool, went and looked at it. Wheeled it up to the front and asked him how much. This is my tubing vendor for racks. And asked him how much. He said 20 bucks, which is too reasonable to say no to. So I grabbed this old 80s Raleigh Technium. I grabbed it because it's got a real clean set of Shimano 600 dual pivot brakes with removable brake pad holders, and it's got a real clean set of the shifters. You can probably get 30 or 40 bucks for these brakes. You can definitely get 40 bucks for those shifters. It has a kind of cool stem. I need to look at it. I'm not sure if it's anything cool or not. It's black, chromoly, TIG welded stem. Somebody already put these salsa crowbars on. Somebody already put some probably long reach fluffers on. Brand new grips on it. It's got a Dior LX rear derailleur. It's got mismatched wheels. I think the rear is an earlier 600 cassette hub. I have to look at it. Might be 105 7-speed. The front's like a 105 8-speed. It's got Schwalbe tires that still have half their life in them. You know, some stuff. I'll probably just give the frame away. It looks to me like it's got the drive side crank off, but the non-drive. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's even get a shot of this. Ugh. The non-drive is completely stripped out. Someone tried to pull it off and couldn't. Abandoned the project. Not the end of the world? No. I got a die grinder, cut-off wheel. I can cut through that crank and cut through that bottom bracket spindle and pull the bottom bracket out and replace it. So it's not the end of the world, but I don't want to deal with it. I just want these 600 parts and maybe some of this other junk on here. Maybe I'll use it someday. Maybe I'll sell it. Yesterday, random Saturday, I had 3 customers all show up at once and bought stuff. One kid bought 60 bucks of stuff, another kid bought 60 bucks worth of stuff, another guy bought 50 bucks worth of stuff. So like, some of my regulars are treating me like a real bike shop, digging through my used junk for, you know, just random junk. So that was pretty cool. You know, that's a bunch of money I didn't have the day before yesterday and right before rent. That's really handy because I was sick most of this month. I need to increase my hours here, not decrease them. I took like every other day off, took a bunch of days off. I don't know if it's dysentery or Jardy or what, but it's bad. I'm drinking about 50 Gatorades and about 20 Pedialytes and stopped eating completely or drinking alcohol or eating anything fun. Just have a little tiny, way too small of a dinner, and I'm back to about 50-60%. Still get tired easy. So it's a little rough going to salvage and coming here. That's not true. I love this. The shop never bugs me. Being at home bugs me. That was the bike. That was the last thing I bought. I went and dug, and there's like barely any new parts, no new tools. Most of the bins are empty. It was just bikes. I dug around. There's nothing cool. I was talking to my neighbor last night. He's letting us borrow his power washer to our driveway. He's helping my sister with that, and he bought a really cool old, like late 90s Cannondale. It's like a road bike. It's all Dura 7700 9-speed stuff. My favorite stuff is mint. And he said he paid like $150 for a garage sale or something crazy. I'm like, oh, my dude, I would buy that bike right now for those parts. But it's kind of a weird Cannondale because it's like very traditional. It's 1-inch quill stem, weird 90s or Chinelli bar and stem. But it also has like kind of S-bent tubes. It's like a red paint job with like a blue with white stripe, like chain and seat stays. It's kind of really cool. But the bars on it are too narrow and they're really, really short. And he doesn't like the bend, he doesn't like the reach. So I figured they're probably 26.0 because they're weird 90s Cannondale things. They have this really nice Ritchie Pro bar. It's a little scruffy. Logos look pretty good. Everywhere the clamp doesn't show looks pretty good. Pretty sure Chinelli stem's 26.0, not 100%. So I got this. It's 44. This guy's a little taller than me. He's about my size. I think this will stick out a little bit farther so you can get the Dura-Ace levelers coming out. It needs a little more reach, a little more compacty. I don't know if it's really long. I'm looking for something long. Usually you can find all the long stuff. Everyone wants the compact stuff. I don't really have anything sitting around that's all the right thing. There's some 31.8 bars that are a little longer. But so I paid $5 whole for these bars, $20 for that bike, and the rest is all free box stuff. They hate fenders there. Brand new, in the plastic, and kicking around, a little old stock, you know. They don't look too scratched up, they don't look dented. They're labeled 26 by 60, so pretty fat, pretty shallow, new old stock, Giles Berthaud stainless steel fenders for 26. I got another set a few months ago there. They charged me $5 for that were 26 by like, 1 1/4. Some pretty narrow, weird things. Probably good for like a Bridgestone XO. They also, in the free box, in a different pile, had the new old stock correct stays for these. So that is bang. I don't remember, these were $70, $80 wholesale 10 years ago. Will I ever use them? I don't know. Is it all brand new and cool? Yes. I'm also a big fan of these stays because they're round and they smush to flat here. So you can just put a flat screw in, no big diorama, nothing sticking out, hit your toes. So these are the Giles Berthaud fender stays I used to stock and use them all the time on customer builds, especially that shorter top tubes or bigger wheels and tires, like toe overlap issues. You don't want that extra diorama sticking out another 12, 13 millimeters and kicking it with your toe. So these things are wonderful. There's a big bag of used housing, but in that bag was this bag with some brand new Gore fancy housing and internal liner. And I kept digging and found this whole roll of 5mm Shimano compressionless housing, so like mechanical disc brake housing. Cool. I got a few rolls of that. I don't do a lot of it, but comes in handy once in a while. I also found this bag of ferrules. Brand new, all brand new. Shimano instructions, trash. Oh, party! Oh, so these are all nice Shimano chrome brake cable ferrules. These are heaven. These are worth their weight in gold. But I also saw in here a full bag of the really nice step-down ferrules you need for a lot of Dura-Ace, a lot of old campy. So it's like it's probably 4mm usually, and they go to a really small size to fit inside some weird old Brazons. And a few more bags of ferrules. And an open bag of the weird, like 5-4 step-down ferrule. These are handy for a lot of bikes get the paint on too thick, the clear on too thick, or powder coat plus clear. Sometimes they can fill up your brake cable stops. I know people spend hours in there chipping away with files or whatnot. Sometimes you just get the little ferrules that step down one side when they end, and they'll fit. So this stuff's great. Shimano ferrules are $25 a bottle, wholesale or something. So this is great. Other stuff I found in the free box, I got this old metal stem. It's Taiwan, it's NL, it's nothing fancy, but sometimes I collect the bolts, the chrome's good, and these black heads. This is a machined steel head just going in this round tube. So when I make my own quill stems, I'll usually drop these in, but instead of just let them sit in there, I usually fully fill it, braze them in, and polish and dome the top a little bit. Make it a really nice finish for my stems. So I grabbed that for that reason. Here's another one with an alloy wedge. It has an alloy top, which I could just use as a sit-in. I can't braze it in, but it's got a chrome bolt. You can buy the bolts and stuff brand new from Nitto with the wedge for pretty cheap, like 10 bucks. So not as worried about that. But whatever, I grabbed it. I've always got one stem that's missing a wedge or a bolt or needs a top or something. So I got a pile of that stuff. This is also in the free bin. It's an old, like 90s synchro stem. It's dirty, but the bolt's not rusty at all. It's got the alloy wedge. The max height is not very scruffy, and the logo is barely smushed or chipped off at all. Cleaned up. It says 120. And cleaned up. I might put this on. I always put the synchro stuff up on eBay, and someone eventually buys it. Someone's looking for it. So whatever, it was in the free box. It's a little weird. Let's get to the swap meet stuff. I guess we do a reverse order since I filled the bag. Saw this when I got there, and I decided to leave it up to chance. It is a Shutter Precision SP Black PV8 Dynamo hub. The guy swears it works. And a hand-built wheel to one of these Mavic 319s. I remember, I think there's a 519 that's supposed to be better. These 319s are pretty affordable. They're fairly wide, so you can get a fatter tire on them. And they're pretty popular with my wheel builder for a while. But 60 bucks. And then I was asking about it. I was like, no, it's a really good customer. Oh yeah, the spoke's a little mangled. I'll have to put it in the old wheel shoeing stand and see. The spoke is a little mangled. See if it's worth saving if I'm just going to cut it out. It's 32 hole. It's black. I have a 32 hole black. Pretty sure it's 32. Shimano 105, like 10 speed era hub. And last time Velocity had a sale, I bought a couple of 650B A23s in black machine sidewalls. So I might build myself a cool frame builder wheel set to have hanging around, have on display bike, something technically not for sale, but I'll probably have some. Everybody always wants to buy all the stuff that's not for sale, for displays. Or maybe I'll just use it like this if the rim's fine, there's like no brake wear. So he had 60 bucks on it, and he was telling me I got donated. I'm like, donated? Oh, now I want to haggle. He's like, no, it's worth 60. I'm like, I know it's worth 60. Oh, as I was about to say, I'll do 60, he said, okay, 55. So I said, hell yeah. 55. I mean, these hubs are like 110 wholesale. It's like, that's a good deal. Even if I have to just cut it out and build it up to my clearance Velocity 650B rims with my 105 hub, that would be great. I really ought to probably do that anyways. So I have to play with this wheel and see if it's worth saving or not. Because if it is, it'd be harder. I hate destroying usable stuff. Ugh. So I got that. Molly Fetterman, who used to come to Northern and then worked at Breadwinner for a while, I think is at PDW now, had a box the PDW guys brought just at their booth. And I dug through them. I was like, oh, that's Molly's stuff. Just gotta PayPal her. So I dug some stuff out of Molly's box. I got these Soma Sparrow bars. $5. Black. Really good shape. $5. Maybe some basket marks, but barely. This will be cool for something. I buy those bars every time I find them used in CCC. These cranks are in there. Originate. Forge. 110 BCD. 110 double. That's nice. Oh, 160 mil. Short. Holy moly. I didn't see that. But it's brand new in the packaging. Originate silver cranks. A little bit shop wear, but not much. The other cranks in here. $8. I love silver stuff. I love square taper. I love 110 BCD. I don't know, short arms are cool. Short arms are cool. That one lady was looking for shorter cranks. I think she found some 162 fives or something. Wanted to go shorter. Maybe I'll see if she wants these. I have to Google them, see how much they cost. If they're like $80 retail, I'll probably sell them for 40. You know, something like that. For 40, I'll probably sell them for 20 or 30. Gotta make a little dough. The chick from Shovelhead Research was there, and she was making, I think must be a frame builder too. She recognized me. She had some frame builder stuff there, but said she's switching to oxypropane. She's scared of the acetylene. She had some tools there. She had one tool I wanted, which had $350 on it. I thought they were like cheaper than that. I was like, oh. She had a bunch of other tools really cheap. She had a bunch of cool stuff. She had some of these Shovelhead Research cable straddles, very classic 40 style French. She's having an anodized modern. So I was asking her, like, if you do any high polished one, she said, maybe, I gotta find a polisher, I don't wanna do it. And she said she might have some anodized clear. And I was like, yes, please. That would be excellent for those two. I didn't buy any because they're $60, and this is swap meet I was trying to spend on my other stuff. I went for the right one. She had all black. She's got silver. She's got some with some brass wheels. So we can get black or silver with the brass wheels, which is cool. I might do black with brass wheels, or I might do. I asked her, and she said she has a bunch that are not anodized yet. She hasn't sent. She'd be willing to sell them to me if I polish them myself. So I might buy some from her non-anodized ones and put them together and polish them myself, which would be cool. They're kind of gorgeous, and they're a pretty reasonable price for something that nice, that pretty, and locally made, and all that stuff. Like the Renee Hurst ones are, I don't know, what are they, 40, 60 bucks or something, and they're Taiwanese and whatevs. Vela Orange used to have some that were pretty cool. I used to buy, I never had a problem with. I don't think they have them anymore. So these are gorgeous. They look good on the handmade bike. It's sitting right here in my stand. I got the seat chain stays on yesterday. The bridge is in. I think I got this chain stays on a couple days ago. I got the seat stays on and the bridge is in. Look pretty good on that. It's going to be canny 130 road space. Canny look good with these wheels in black. Get her Shovelhead Research ones in black. Pretty cool. I did buy a bunch of other stuff from her. So she had this pair of Gramboise Hetra tires. They're a little dirty, but they have like no wear on the rims. They're the cream with gum sidewalls, 50-42s. You can never get old dirty tires looking brand new, but you know, for a beater, maybe my 1960 Allegro project to keep me and get around to working on, they look real hot on that. They might look good on this bike, but this bike's really going to fit 48s, no problem. So I'll probably do it. So these $10, it says you're making a deal. I got those for $10. She had another $10 thing, and I dug through the dollar bin too. Oh God, it's everywhere. But this was in her dollar bin. I'm very excited. Cool little brass bell. This is gorgeous and nice and exactly what I'm actually looking for my handmade bike currently. And maybe for this bike, I like to hang them upside down under the bar. So I hit them with my thumb when they're out of the way. I don't have a bell. $1. That's probably like a $40 bell now. She had this 1-inch threadless FSA silver top cap. That's great. It's already silver. I have a 1-inch threadless needle bearing headset. It doesn't have a top cap. She had this, probably Shimano. Yeah, Shimano. These will also work on the SP Dynamo connector. It's like $8 trying to order them online. They're like 4 or 5. You would buy it in a store. And an extra caliper in the package with the battery. Wild. Maybe it's not super accurate, or maybe she doesn't like it, and the battery doesn't work. I don't know, but I never have enough calipers sitting around, so whether the battery works or not, I can manually read it, which is what I usually do. Just sitting around. $1 bin. Wild. She had some other cool frame builder stuff in the dollar bin. This was out of, I think this is out of her dollar bin. Just a little medicine bottle full of black plastic 4mm ferrules. Whatever, it's better than buying it new. This is out of some other guy's $5 bin, an old set of ESI chunky black grips. It's all anyone ever wants. I always want black grips for my stuff, and I mean, they're only like $12 wholesale, but I don't have a wholesale account right now. They're like 25 retail, so $5. Brand new. I want to buy it. I also found this at a guy's booth, a used, it's kind of beat up. Oh, whatever. Surly cable hanger, $5. They stopped making these. They only retailed for 10. They stopped making them, so I'm buying up every one I can find. Got 2 of them today. What else? What else? This is in a guy's dollar bin, a 26.2 and a 26.4 seat post. I needed a 26.4 seat post for a build a while ago. Couldn't find a silver one anywhere. Paid like $18 plus shipping on eBay for one. I think it was the same one, so $1 for a mint condition. Looks like maybe somebody tried to insert it, but never did insert it or write it. Seat post. That happens. People try and buy, 6 or 7 sizes, trying to figure out what size their bike actually takes. This is in the free pile at the PDW. Just a black data, nothing special. 27.2, 2-bolt. I mean, I'll use that for a customer's bike or a build or something. It's the most common size. I did pay $10 for this from a guy. It is a silver, very tall. It's pretty scruffy, a little scruffy. 27.2, forged, made by Nitto with the Specialized logo and Specialized branding on it. Silver seat post. So it's hot. I could not get it. You know, it's scruffy. I'll put it on a scruffy bike. Something nice someday. Specialized. Nitto seat posts. Guys are selling Nitto seat posts used for 60, 70 bucks. 10 bucks. This is in someone's free bin. It's just a single mismatched black physique tape. I feel like I have one. I feel like I do. So that'd be really exciting. In the box with the missing, one roll missing. So use that on something Sunday. Oh, this is the first thing I bought. Went to old Tomcat's booth. Get some hubs I wanted, and he said he ended up using them on a build. It was so sad. It's a crown next to my knee. These are nice, vintage, thick, new old stock Alfredo Binda toe straps. Gold logos. Ooh. I got a set of tan. I think I got a couple of sets of blue, brand new in the packaging, and a set of red, brand new in the packaging. So, asked him how much, and before he thought about it, he said $5. So I got 4. I was like, so you're at half what he had. They changed the price immediately to 10 bucks. I might put these on eBay for 30 or 40, honestly. I just let them hang on the wall because they're hot and have the packaging. Maybe I'll use one. Here's the other Surly one I got out of someone's like dollar bin. It's way nicer than the $5 one. I already have 2 or 3 of these floating around. Now I got 5 of these floating around. They don't make them anymore. I love them. They hang off the rear brake cable bolt if your seat lug's wide enough. And uses a cable stop for candies and things. I'm going to start making my own. A lot of frame builders who specialize in rando bikes, cool stuff, have made their own. So use like a stainless steel barrel adjuster and bend a spoke around it and silver braze them and high polish it. That's a ton of work when I could buy this nice Surly one for $5. I usually sand and polish the old Surly logo off. Make it a little fancier. Here's the other thing I got from the Shovelhead research person who was so nice. This is a bag of real brass hardware. I think maybe Velo Orange or Simworks sells real brass hardware. Real brass M5 bolts and real brass M5 screws. So it's like a bolt, like a flathead screw head for water bottle bosses. She said she just didn't like the color. I was like, all right. My bike's all brassy and weird. I don't know. I got the Simworks all brass cable ferrules and stuff for my birthday from my friend Avery. So I need to go bikes all brass everything. All these brass stem caps and spacers. I'll go crazy. Add a ton of weight for a little bit of gold. I think this was in someone's $5 bin. I really hit the bins. Problem solver, 1 1/8 silver drop down front cable hanger. Pretty nice. Maybe I'll put a pretty old barrel adjuster in it or something. Brass one. Maybe I'll use this on the current bike. I got the silver, the bike I'm building now. I don't know if I showed this off before. I think I did. New old stock Diet Tech Melon needle bearing 1 1/8 headset. New old stock off eBay for $50. Just cheap for a needle bearing headset. It's kind of really heavy. The bottom piece is like solid. The crown race is like steel. The bearings are like oversized and chunky. This is all silver. Weird double like Art Deco kind of ribs on the bottom. Black top cap, which is a shame. I find the silver one or polish one out. Got that for that bike. It's probably good for that. One of my favorites, these Tektro FL750s, I think. Or something like that. These used to be 15 bucks wholesale from one place I like to order and 20 from everywhere else, but now they're just like 30 bucks retail from everywhere. So I have a couple sets of these used, but for $5, I grabbed another used set. I think this is also from Molly's stuff. One of the guys I got the $5 Surly hanger from had a brand new Z-chain for $5, 6-speed. No ramps or pins, so really it could be used 5, 6, 7, 8. But it has hollow plates on the inside. Retails $11, $6. Whatevs. I just haven't started any wholesale accounts for places that sell chains. I don't need them. I got a giant stash from swap meets and stuff. Get around to it. Oh, this was also from Shovelhead research person, Wixie digital angle finder. I have a couple of these, but I can't not have another one. I'm always missing them or can't find them. I use this a lot on my frame jig and on my frames to set up in the jig to make sure that my top tube's level, so I can set it on the seat tube, set the jig up, make sure my seat tube's actually 73 degrees, then put on the top tube, make sure it's level, and vice versa. I put on the top tube to make sure it's level, and then check the seat tube, 73 degrees, check the head tube, 72.5 or whatever I want. So these come in real handy. I could get the bike on the ground on a level spot with a fork in, the dummy headset, and all the stuff, and put this on, make sure the top tube's actually still level. I was double checking, triple, quadruple checking, being paranoid. I think These were other guys' $5 bin. I had a lot of $5, $1 bins. It's my favorite. Everybody else had just new fancy parts. I don't care. But a Dior XT, looks like more of a medium cage rotary and a gray Dior XT 9-speed rotary. $5 each. I'll sell them for 20 each. So people want those Dior things. They solve problems. Other dollar bin scores. Goodwill orange, silver, 1-inch threaded front cable stop. A couple of 1 1/8 black front cable stops. I have a few. When you need one, you need one. Just a cheapy chrome Diacomp front cable stop. Might not even been used. 25.4. A rear cable stop missing the hat. I didn't see that. Whatever. One of the front noodles, everyone's always missing these noodles, and I was asking about the noodles. I'm like, I won't sell them separately. But now I got 2 of these and only 1 noodle, so. This is in a guy's dollar bin, a single Dior brake lever. I feel like I have a single Dior brake lever somewhere, the same era. So I have to look, and maybe I'll have 2 right now. Maybe I'll have a matching set. Got this out of someone's free box. Cane Creek SCR3 front short reach road caliper brake. It'll be good for a fixie someday. In a free box. It's nice. Some weird stuff. Oh, here's a little bin of some of the little P clamps or R clamps for like mounting racks or fenders to bikes that braze-ons. It's a free box. Could not grab that. There's a few random bolts that fell out of that P clamp thing. And then this random bag that I think was in a free box I couldn't not grab. I don't even know what it is. It looks like some headsets. Here's a Ritchie 1 1/8 heavy steel sealed cartridge bearing headset. Got the crown race? Oh, it has the crown race. It has the bearings. It even has the top cap. And do I need that? No, but I could do a free bike build or a beater build or something. That'll be great. Not costing me nothing. An extra random base plate for a headset. I have no idea what. And a specialized upper, round, pretty. If it was a lower, I think this is the one that has the needle bearing, so lower. So that's a shame, but it's just an upper cage bearing, Julia mount steel cup, real round and pretty, kind of used. I mean, that's cool. It's in good shape for being, used. But I do have some extra lower Mikke ones, needle bearing. I can mix match with this. Use this upper, the Mikke lower. I used to do a lot of stuff like that. Because double needle bearings is kind of a drag, and it's a 1-inch threadless, so it's not really something I do. But that's cool. This is all my stuff. I did not keep track of how much money I spent at all. I know some of the stuff, 20 here, 20 there, 18 there, 60 there. But so I probably spent 120 or 30 bucks today. I brought 180, so it's not so bad. I got some fun stuff. Now I gotta get all this stuff put away, work on this frame for a while, check my messages to see if anyone wants to come in today. Got a few guys on the line for some actual work I want. A lot of guys on the line for work I don't want to do. I'm trying to talk them out of. Don't make me repair the garbage, you totally worn out thing. But I need the money. I don't want to do it. Anyways, thanks for watching.